Because we haven't yet combined enough different concepts in calculus, we thought that we'd combine two of the more confusing symbols, the limit symbol and the summation symbol. So this is the limit of a summation. Um, the idea is that we want to evaluate an expression that involves the limit as n approaches infinity of some expression that involves a summation from k equals 1 to n. I've written a fairly simple example of that here, where we're taking the summation from k equals 1 to n of k and multiplying it by 1 over n squared. We want to evaluate the limit of this expression as n approaches infinity. Now, I realize this looks almost impenetrable, but you'll see that this really just comes out to a very simple limit. So first of all, we can't resolve the limit yet, so I'm going to continue to write it. It's going to be the limit as n approaches infinity of 1 over n squared times the sum from k equals 1 to n of k. We already know how to evaluate that because we've seen a formula for it. We've seen that that is going to be n plus 1 over 2. Well, this is a limit that we should all be able to evaluate just going back to our chapter 2 skills. This is going to be the limit as n approaches infinity of, that's n squared plus n over 2n squared. So you see how I actually was able to get rid of the summation and the k and just put this entire thing in n. This now becomes just a matter of evaluating a very simple limit. So the entire work of this was simply recognizing that we could convert this expression that I'm underlining in red into this expression that doesn't involve either a sigma or a k. Now it's just mechanical to evaluate this limit. This is just going to be the limit as n approaches infinity of, I'm going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 1 over n squared. So that's going to be n squared plus n over 2n squared times 1 over n squared over 1 over n squared. We did this in chapter 2. Recall that it's a general rule that you're not allowed to forget anything you've ever learned in math, and here's a demonstration of that. You really do have to remember your chapter 2 limit skills in order to keep going in calculus. So this is going to be 1 plus n over n squared is 1 over n, and then 2n squared over n squared is just going to be 2. We can resolve this. This is just 1 plus 0 over 2, which is 1/2. So think about this. This is this very almost impenetrable expression here that involves a limit and a summation. Turns out to have a very simple answer that you can calculate just using skills that you learned a few chapters ago.